So this is my Rolling Diaries, done during one of my training sessions, which I host outside the gym. What I do in these sessions is I have a bit of teaching and do some situational rolling or training just to practice what we have gone over, and then do a bit of free rolling. So this is the first round of free rolling with the training partner Ricky, who actually trains jiu-jitsu with me in Aberdeen Martial Arts Academy. And so he's a blue belt, and he's quite good to roll with, a good training partner, I find, as well. And what I find right now, what I'm working on, is not being so lazy in getting good grips. A lot of these training sessions I do are done with predominantly white belts or people who aren't as experienced as me. So I kind of be a good training partner and allow them to work things out, allow them to play jiu-jitsu before getting good controls, good positions, and then getting submissions, which they don't get that chance to learn very much. So, but that does transpire to me being lazy when I go into the gym, and then training with higher belts who are very good at grip fighting, and I immediately struggle and I realize actually I need to get good at fighting with grips, because everything starts from grips, I found. And when my guard gets passed, it's because they get better grips than me. If they begin to break down my posture, it's because they've got better grips. And so that's one focus I have had, is just getting good grips. And so here, I've managed to get around to the back, and I'm trying to get the hooks in, but Ricky's very wary of that. And so I'm just trying to keep control here and stay on top. I think is the main thing I'm trying to do here. I've got this Kimura grip here. I've been playing with this a lot because I found that the Kimura kind of grip I've got, it presents itself very often. So I found it's probably historically one of my favorite submission attacks to do. But in the last year or so, I've found actually it's a really interesting control position. So while people are focused on the submission itself, it allows you to advance position. And so here I've just kind of kept that grip in the arm, and I've kind of got this kind of back control. And you can't see it there, but I have transitioned to go around the neck with my right arm there, and I'm just keeping him turned, and then I'm just slowly threading that collar grip there. I think if you can see it, yes, you can see it there. No, I've gone back to, yes, there you go. I feed the collar there. That's what I was doing. So I was looking to kind of bait that to then get a good grip on the collar, then using that to stretch and make space. And I was trying to maybe take that arm up and put it around his head, but then I used my leg instead to complete the choke, and then we begin. But yeah, so it's that control position that I like, and it gives me the opportunity to then see what other submissions open up. And so here, just kind of playing there, do like a regard, and then he loses balance as I roll on top. And now I'm going into guard passing here. So I've kind of got like a weave / rugby pass style. So I'm just kind of smashing his legs together, and then moving to the side. And he's kind of hooked my leg in what would kind of be like known as an empty half, but it's not difficult to clear. You just kind of move your hips and keep turning to advance to the head and side control. So here I've got this knee on belly / side control with an underhook on that far side arm, and so here then I just basically put my chest on his elbow and looking for the Americana. I think we were working on the Americana and Kimura in this session there. So basically just like almost like you're rolling the dough with a rolling pin, and that's what I was kind of going for with that Americana. But so we re-begin, and he's looking for a collar grip and trying to pass my guard and standing, but I pull myself right underneath him, and then basically fall to my side, and then in a sense pull half guard. And so I'm here about to pass this half guard. I've got control of the head, but then I move to control the hips, and I'm looking to get this knee bar, which is a good method for submitting from half guard. I sometimes use that to make them move their leg to then see if I can just pass their half guard. Again, kind of doing this rolling guard recovery here, and inverting for no reason. You're not a purple belt if you don't invert for no reason. And here and then I just basically try to stay on top. I've got the top position, very similar position to what I had before, and passing the guard. So stepping over, he's trying to hook into that empty half thing there, but I'm keeping his hips turned by keeping that grip on his ankle and the round ends. So a good roll with Ricky there. And then Ricky gets ready to go to work, and I begin to roll with Remy for round 2. And so he's got control of my sleeve again, so letting him get grips, and then I come towards a butterfly, and then I kind of kick him over with a butterfly sweep style thing. So he's staying on top. What I'm doing now is a little bit different from what I've been accustomed to doing. I'm just moving around, constantly moving to see if he'll go from being like climbing up into a tight shell to see what opportunity he'll give me. So I moved to mount and got control of the head, and I'm just looking to see where his arms are and where he wants to then try and push at my arms, then see if I can advance to a submission potentially. So here he's trying to bridge me and push me over to my right to his left. I'm still controlling his head, and I can't really see, but I think I changed the position of my legs. But I'm still controlling his head, staying in mount now, seeing if he is going to give me that right elbow. I was looking to get underneath that elbow there, because he was beginning to push into half guard, and so he's dragged my foot, and he's caught me in sort of 3/4 mount half guard, and so as he's doing that, I keep it underhook and then get that leg free. I'm getting this position where I've got an underhook and a knee on belly, and then rather than using it to try and submit him, I'm using that to keep me pinned on him, and so it's quite a bit of pressure there as I'm moving, and he's trying to push me away, but then I just slide my knee over to mount. Again, working the control, trying to see if I can work this choke, but he's bringing his arm up, so I try to use my knee to wedge him in there. And so like a lot of these things which I've been trying to work on is, I think the analogy I kind of used for my top pressure and submission game is to like make the submission so undeniable. Like the kind of analogy was that I described it was like when you're getting to the end of a tube of toothpaste, you roll from the bottom, so then the only place the toothpaste has to go is up and through the tube. So that's kind of where I was going there, like just isolating that shoulder, then moving angles, and then switching to the arm bar. But it is been a difficult thing. Like you definitely do have to slow things down and like go for like obvious seeming submissions, right? So here getting this butterfly sweep again. What we're working on, or what I've been working on rather, since my Achilles injury, is trying to get good at butterfly and half guard. But yeah, so like when it comes to submissions, it's like what I've been focusing on or trying to focus on is seeing submissions as control positions. So rather than an armbar as an attack, like the armbar position is a method of controlling their arm, the shoulder, them where their head is facing, all that kind of stuff. So I'm controlling a lot more than just looking at finishing with a submission. And so I found that with triangles in particular, like rather than going for a triangle, is being in the triangle position and then seeing what else that position opens up, seeing it as more of a control position rather than submission. Also keeps your options open and helping building your overall submission game, which I found like building systems, which is what I've been working on doing. Here is another control position. I've got this knee on belly, and I've got this control on the collar, and so that is opening up to me potential baseball bat choke, but here I'm looking mainly for the step over choke here, and see how that foot is underneath his armpit. So if he were to bring his arm to the wrong side, that's an arm bar as well. And so just kind of like a double or triple threat thing here. Ricky was looking on from the sideline there, and he was thinking I just submitted him by just kneeling on his chest, but it was more just it was the step over choke. So there, I inverted and got my closed guard. Now, closed guard is a guard which I really wanted to really get good at, and so here I've got this collar, I've got this grip on the sleeve, and then I go for this triangle, like I was talking about before, the control position. And so learned here to keep control of this position, keeping control of their posture, then getting to the right angle to then finish, and then my perfect triangle is not using my hands to pull on the head. I just use the pressure of my angle and the bite I have with the grip to finish the triangle choke. So there is just kind of pulling a was it Osoto Gari? I can't remember the move, but here just trying to move. I think I had like a few seconds left on the timer, but couldn't get anything going. So the last round here with Remy again, because Ricky he's getting ready to go back to work, and now I'm just going to play on top and play top game. So I just kind of pushed his leg to the side and then passed to his left rather than his right. What I have been trying to do, and I'm kind of doing this here, but it's more to just open up space. I've been trying to refocus on movement in the top game, because I've previously in the last few years have just slowed things down to where I've just looked for control position. You see that I had it was a plaster from Matt Byrne I had earlier in the week, but it just came off in the rolling. But anyway, so here I was looking before at doing slow, methodical, controlling movement, but then trying to now look at how I can refocus on movement in the top game, because that was one of the things I was known for in the past when I used to train. And people even still think to this day, oh, I'm very athletic, or I have high movement and mobility. But I tend to roll more like an old man these days, like somebody twice my age. But I'm trying to bring back the kind of flowing movement on top. Here, I've got this it's kind of like an Ashi Garami or single leg X here, but I'm going to use this to see if I can get on top and pass to that far side. And so that's what I do. Kind of pull the leg over my body as a leg drag, and I'm here bringing this top position. So again, this is what I was talking about, kind of like the slow, methodical. I've got this underhook. I'm not in any rush. He's more of in a rush than me. Controlling the shoulder. I got this knee on the belly, which is helping me think about transition, but also helping it not square into me. And so here, I've got this knee on belly, but watch, this is something which I've been practicing. It's a fluid knee on belly where my base is actually on him to bait him to then push both of his arms down, so then it exposes his neck. And so I've gone for the guillotine, but here he had no arms to tap, so I checked if he was all right, and then he said he was. So then I finished the guillotine, and then he definitely was in a position to have to give up. And we say see you later to Ricky. He's gone back to work, and he's going to leave Remy and me to play jiu-jitsu. I'm such a good training partner. A lot of the times I will just let go of stuff if I feel that they don't have hands to tap, because for the most part I can get to the same position again, but it's not really worth it damaging or hurting your training partner for the sake of getting a submission. So here he passes the side control, and I'm just trying to stay calm. I'm trying not to overexpose my arm, even though I feel he's getting into this Kimura armbar position. So I'm just keeping it tight, and then just using my other arm to offset his other leg so he falls over. So he takes side control again. So here I'm using that near knee to monitor where his hip is, then extend, and then use that space I create to get my legs in between me and him. And I pull him over with a kind of a scissor sweep, and now I've got this grip in the collar, and I think I'm pretty keen here on finishing a collar choke. So I'm just getting this grip to be nice and comfortable, and then looking to then go around his head to finish the choke. He's fighting me with that other arm, but I'm just making sure here that I don't allow him space to then explode and then get out of the mount entirely. So that's what I'm doing here. So I've got a grip, but he's defending pretty well. He's slowing me down a lot, so I go to kind of like an S mount here. I'm giving myself options to go to the armbar, but he tips me over. But I don't know if he let me up there or I just began to sit up. Anyway, here I'm trying to go for this collar choke, and I feel I've got it, but I think I just have to make sure the squeeze is complete. and I ended up getting that. The mounted collar choke is one of those things where, I mean, by my belt level, not many people actually do them because they're actually quite hard to finish on people your own level. And then higher above, you very rarely see them, but they are very, very good. It's a very, very good technique. There he just had a knee cut when I just almost like rugby tackled him back. And now going to knee on belly here. And then kind of a similar position I had to before, but the round ends. And thank you guys for watching, for tuning into these rolling videos, and see you in the next ones.